Hey, what's up? It's Dan McDonald, and I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube, and I want to thank you for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. What's up, Ben?
Hey man, good to have you here.
Right on, man.
Thanks for taking me up on my offer, dude. I really just kind of lobbed that up there.
What offer was that?
I just said, hey, if you're ever in LA, I'd love to take you to OLAC, thinking there was, maybe a 10% chance you'd take me up on it, and here we are. So I'm
cool.
Stoked.
We were inside the restaurant. We haven't eaten yet. Our food's on order, but we were just talking, and I was like, dude, we got to just share this testimonial because we need to knock these testimonials out so people know that raw food changes lives. Would you agree?
Yeah.
In a major way.
In a major way for me, it's had a profound series of changes in my life.
Let's do the short, sweet version of your story. Where did it start? When?
It started about 3 years ago. I had all kinds of digestive problems. I was eating standard American diet. I was vegetarian, but eating a lot of junk, a lot of energy drinks, a lot of just like salty, fatty foods, and was like getting really sick. Like every meal I ate started to hurt. Just got a food allergy test, found out I was allergic to a bunch of stuff, and just started like looking for answers. And YouTube came up, your videos, making the smoothies, making the juices, and I was like, well, it's kind of my only option. I'll give it a shot, and just kind of went from there.
Cool, man. So, do you remember the first video you saw? That's a tough question.
It was definitely like a RV juice recipe video. Which one specifically, I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. The good old RV days. And so, what'd you do? Buy a juicer?
Yeah, got a juicer, and then like I started juicing within a month. I was like, I gotta get a blender too. Got a Vitamix, and I started feeling so much better. I got like real fanatical about it, and just knew this is what I needed to fix all these health problems I was having.
So fanatical in a good way?
Good and bad.
Yeah.
It definitely scared some people off. It alienated some people, but then also inspired a bunch of other people. So now I just try to be a little more on the down low about it. Like if people want to know, I'll tell them, but I'm not like, hey, you got to know about raw foods in your face.
Yeah, right on, bro. So yeah, I mean, so you just had some real digestive disorders.
Yeah.
Energy issues.
Yeah, totally. I had a serious caffeine problem with the energy drinks, and there's just so many chemicals in them.
So you had some type of almost a chronic fatigue.
Yeah. I mean,
and your late 20s, that's not supposed to be happening.
Yeah, it wasn't adding up. I felt like I was kind of prematurely aging, and I was having I worked out a lot, and I was having these injuries that kind of would keep happening and wouldn't heal. And I had this knee injury where the doctor was like, you got to get a new knee, and in my late 20s, that happens to either football players or people who are in their 70s. I'm not going to do it. There was a part of me that put it off. That was something about that's not right.
Yeah.
I'm going to find another way. Ended up meeting this chiropractor who fixed up my knee just by doing tissue massage in my muscle. Didn't need a new knee, and it really got me thinking. He's a lot of doctors won't address the the cause of the problem. Let's treat the symptoms.
Yeah.
And so that was sort of what raw food did was it didn't suppress the symptoms. It really just cleaned out the cause of the problem, and the gears started to turn in my head, and realize what this was really all about and what it could do.
How's your health now?
It's fantastic. I mean, I've don't have any more chronic conditions. It's got great energy. I'm 32. I feel way better in my 30s than in my 20s. So
how's the fitness? Pretty good.
Fitness is great. I ran a marathon earlier this year. I lift weights all the time. Just pretty much can do as much as I want to do fitness-wise without ever getting sore or I can take a day off if I want to, but I don't want to. And it just sort of allows me to play outside as much as I want.
Okay, a couple more questions, bro. We got the energy, we got your health back.
Yeah.
And then we got out of toxic relationship,
yeah.
Toxic job.
Yeah.
So, and was the raw foods, that awakening, that energy, that self-respect kind of helped you to see that there was some clarity around those issues?
Yeah. I was in a job that I kind of liked, and it was good, and everybody, was well paid, but deep inside of me there's this voice that was that's not right. You should be helping people or doing something more. And so the raw foods sort of gave me that mental clarity, pushed away. I could no longer just shut off my mind or my heart with food and just shut up. I'm gonna eat more vegan ice cream or whatever. It was it was there. You had to deal with it. You sort of like, it forces you to deal with everything. So I had this clarity of like, you know what, I can't keep living like this anymore. This is kind of what's hurting me, and like, it's worth it to take a gamble and go do something else than like continue. Like I sort of foresaw my own future down the current path and was like, can't do it. Can't keep going down that path.
Comfortable misery.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people comfortably miserable. So we can forget about all that. But yeah, some courage came in there.
Totally gave me the courage. It was just like I knew I had to do that, and it suddenly didn't matter what other people thought or what their expectations were. It was like I had this, gave me this drive inside of me that really said, you know, you got to pursue this, and it's worth like whatever the sacrifice is.
Okay, so now you've got good health. You're working on, you're going to chiropractor school now?
Yes,
cool,
yeah.
Man.
And
to help more people.
Yeah, to help more people, and moved out to LA because I know we just got fantastic produce. It's been so easy to be 100% raw here. It's like cheap, high quality, easy to get, delicious. So that's been...
That was my last question. Your diet is, explain it a little bit.
I'm pretty much doing the 80-10-10 thing. You know, fruits during the day, big vegetable meal at night, fats when I want them, coconut, avocado. Don't, you know, get too like fat fearing. So, you know, kombucha every once in a while, some kale chips every once in a while, but that's like, you know, a couple times a month at most. For the most part, like hitting the fruit real hard and the vegetables at night.
Nice and clean, but also a lot of leeway there. No real hard, stringent, you know.
Yeah, and I kind of did do that for a while, and I always found myself going back to cook food when I got like real stringent about, you know, now it's just like, hey, if I'm feeling like having 3 or 4 avocados in my salad tonight, I don't have it. You know, maybe I won't have avocados for another week or something. But
nice.
yeah, like, you know, and over time with doing the raw foods, I'm doing this 3 years, so you get a better intuition of like what works for you and what doesn't, and you get you know, you get the courage to kind of follow that.
Yeah, so you're getting more in tune with your body.
Yeah.
And your inner cues. That's another great benefit of the raw diet. I think we pretty much gave everyone enough inspiration there to realize that, you know, everyone that I talk to has a little bit different story, but there's so many similarities too. And one of those is just, it's this foundation of awakening. It's like, it's a new way of awareness of what am I putting in my mouth? And then you say, well, what am I putting in my head? What am I allowing to flow into my heart? You know, like, what kind of environments am I in? It's like, the raw foods can just be one part of awakening, you know, to get some mental clarity when you stop like eating a half a gallon of vegan ice cream at night because you don't want to face your problems, you know? So then you say, I'm going raw, and you quit the vegan ice cream, and then you have to face whatever it was that you're stuffing down.
Yeah, yeah. And then the spiritual thing becomes like the harder thing to deal with than just like eating the food.
Yeah, like the reality of like untying the knots is what I call it. You know, you gotta learn to be with yourself. Yeah. All the uncomfortable parts that you've been trying to hide from all these years.
Yeah, they come out. Yeah, and so you have a backlog of all this, you know, unfinished business you got to handle, and that's often harder than just doing the diet.
That's the real work. But the diet is supportive, and then man, there's so many levels to this. But it's like a desire to be completely spiritually cleansed and purified, so that you can just be at peace and just have total self-acceptance.
Yeah, totally.
So the diet is just one small part, but it's a great doorway to get into caring for yourself, and then you start caring for your heart, and then you start caring for what's going on in your mind, and you just start loving yourself. And that's really what it is about. Raw foods is just one really fun, delicious, water-rich, nutrient-dense, high-fiber, mineral-rich, juicy, delicious way to love yourself. Can you dig it?
Absolutely, man.
Thanks, bro. That was cool.
Hey, dude. Thanks for coming out to Olak, both our mutual favorite restaurant. And it was 3 years ago I started on this. This guy's the reason. Just had such a profound impact on my life, man. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, bro. Thank you for watching this video and changing your life, because Ben needs you, I need you, we need you to be the best you can be. So I will talk to you all tomorrow, because this is the Life Regenerator Daily Show, baby. So peace.
Peace.
Cool.